Hey there, welcome back. This is Professor Hank. In this video, we continue our discussion on the binary search tree theory. Specifically, we'll look at adding a new node to a tree. We will outline an algorithm for doing this, and the big ideas behind the algorithm are it's going to use recursion, its base case is going to check for null, the nodes that we add to our binary search tree will always be leaves. The performance of the algorithm is going to vary based on the overall shape of the tree, anywhere from big O log of n in the case of a well-formed binary search tree to big O of n in the case of a degenerate tree. And our algorithm will need to be passed by reference. Since we're adding new nodes to the tree, that means that pointers are going to have to change. Let's take a look at the algorithm itself. So notice here that I'm using an ampersand on the first parameter of the parameter list to indicate that R is going to be passed by reference. Okay, so what are the steps of this algorithm? Well, base case, checking for null. Okay, R is going to be a parameter that is going to accept a memory address of a node by reference. K is going to be the parameter that accepts the value we want to insert into the tree. So, if R is null, we've hit our base case, recursion is going to terminate. That means that R is connected to a pointer that contains null, so we have located our insertion point. This is where we're going to put our node. Okay, so R will be attached to either the left pointer or right pointer of some leaf node. Okay, so if that's the case, then the next thing we do is we create a new node and store it at that pointer. Then we initialize the node by setting its key field to the value inside of K, and we set its pointers both to null. Remember, all new nodes in the binary search tree that are added are going to be added as leaves. Now, if R is not null, then that means that we're going to have to make a decision. We're going to have to determine if we should recursively attempt to insert K into the left subtree, or if we should do it into the right subtree. So if the value K that we're trying to insert is less than the value in the key field of the node whose address is in R, then we recursively insert K into the left subtree. Otherwise, we will recursively insert K into the right subtree. Okay, so let's take a look at our first example. In example 1, we have an empty tree. So how is the algorithm going to work? Okay, well, we would call the insert algorithm and pass it the root pointer and some value that we want to insert, say 50. Okay, now what will happen is, first things first, the instance of this function is going to be created. I'll use the same notation as in previous videos. R represents the parameter, and sub-0 represents the fact that it's the first instance. Okay, so since it's passed by reference, that parameter is linked to the root pointer by reference. Okay, so in the algorithm, if R is equal to null, which it is here because root contains null, then we've hit our base case and the recursion stops. Okay, so since that's the case, then next thing that's going to happen is we're going to create our new node, initialize it with the key we want to insert, set its children to null, and we have overwritten the contents of the root pointer, which was null, with the memory address of this new node. Once that's done, algorithm's over, and we've got ourselves a node that's been added to the tree containing our key that we wanted to insert. Okay, next example. Example 2, a non-empty tree. Let us assume that we're going to insert into our tree value 43. Okay, algorithm begins with a new instance of the algorithm. So we've got our R sub 0 parameter, yet again, 0 indicating it's the first instance, linked to the root pointer because we're passing by reference. So then we examine that pointer. Is it null? No. So then we examine the key value inside the node. Is it greater than the key that we're trying to insert? In other words, is 43 less than 50? Yes. Therefore, we're going to recursively insert 43 into the left subtree. Okay, that causes a second instance of the algorithm to start, and that instance's parameter is linked to root node's left child pointer. Okay, so now we check our base case. Is R null? No, right? The pointer's pointing at the node that contains 40. So then we ask, all right, well, is 43 less than that root's key value? No, 43 is not less than 40. Therefore, we're going to recursively insert 43 into the right subtree. Okay. Third instance of the algorithm begins. Is R null? No. Okay, so then is the value we're trying to insert less than 45? Yes, it is. 43 is less than 45. So then we're going to recursively insert 43 into the left subtree. And so a fourth instance of this algorithm begins. Okay, we've passed the node containing 45's left pointer to the new instance of our algorithm by reference. Okay, and in this last instance R sub 3, we see that it does in fact, its reference parameter does in fact point to null. So we've hit our base case. So first thing that happens, we create a new node, and then we take its memory address and overwrite the memory address of the pointer that our parameter is linked to, again because it's linked by reference. Okay, once we've done that, we then go ahead and initialize the node, storing the key, and setting up both child pointers to point to null. Okay, once we've done that, recursion's over, so that instance of the algorithm ends. We return back to the parent instance. Okay, so we go back to R2, that guy's over. So we then go back to R1, that guy's over, and then we finally go back to the instance that started this whole mess, R0, and that's over. So once that's finished, we're left with our binary search tree updated with our new leaf node containing the value we wanted to add. Okay, so let's finish up with a little bit of analysis. Again, we're going to have two examples to look at here, to work through here. On the left, we have an example of a binary search tree that's well formed, it's balanced, and we're going to see that the performance is going to be big O log of n. On the right side, we've got a degenerate tree, not very well formed, worst it can possibly get. We're going to see the performance of that's going to be big O of n. Okay, so let's start with the example on the left. Let us say that we're going to insert 35. Okay, let's see how the algorithm performs for both examples. Okay, so if we're inserting 35 on the left, first things first, let's walk through how it's going to work, right? We're going to start off, is R equal to null? No, right? So there's the R0 instance, it's done. Is the key that we want to insert 35 greater than 10? Yes. So then we're going to move to the right subtree. Okay. Second instance begins. Is that null? No. Is 35 greater than 20? Yes. So we're going to go to the right, create another instance of the function, and repeat. So is R null? No. Is R key 35, is it greater than 30? Yeah. So then we're going to recursively insert into the right subtree. Okay. Well, there isn't a right subtree, which means that R3 must be pointing to null, Therefore, we found our insertion point and we insert our new node. Okay, so notice that every time we didn't find our insertion point, same kind of behavior, right? Once we didn't find our insertion point with the first test, we cut out this whole left subtree, right? And then when we didn't find our insertion point the second time, we cut out this entire subtree, right? And then when we didn't find our insertion point the third time, we cut out this entire subtree, right? So each time we didn't insert, we cut in half the number of remaining nodes that we had to visit. To be more precise, the number of pointers that we had to examine before we found our insertion point. Okay, so big O, log of n. Now, let's assume that we have our degenerate tree here. We try to do the same thing. Well, first things first, start by examining that very first node, right? Or that very first pointer in that first node. Is it null? No. So we got to go and look in the right subtree. Okay. Is that thing null? No. So we're going to try to recursively insert into that right subtree. Is that pointer null? No. Going to repeat. 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 Okay. Is that pointer null? Null? No. Going to repeat. Okay. So finally, after checking all these positions, all these places in the tree, right, we find our insertion point. So we go ahead and we add our node here at the very end of this degenerate structure. So as you can see, we had to go node by node by node by node by node, checking pointers before we finally were able to locate our insertion point and complete our insertion. Okay, so because of that, big O of n in this case. Now, usually, performance going to be somewhere in between these two extremes, right? Because you're rarely going to have a well-balanced tree, and you're rarely going to have this ugly mess on the right-hand side here. Okay, so somewhere in between is how your tree is actually going to be built, so the performance is going to be somewhere in between these extremes. Okay, so let's summarize. In this video, we examined an algorithm for adding a new node to a binary search tree. We saw that this algorithm was going to use recursion. The base case for this recursive algorithm was checking for null. We also saw that we needed to use pass by reference because we're going to change pointers in the algorithm. We saw that the new nodes are always going to be leaf nodes, and depending on the shape of the tree, we saw that the performance of this particular algorithm is anywhere from big O log of n in the case of a well-formed tree to big O of n in the case of a malformed tree, degenerate tree. Okay, so that's going to bring this video to a close. If you felt that the video was useful, please consider giving the video a thumbs up, and if you thought that the video sucked, well, then you've got that thumbs down button as an option as well. If you'd like to see more videos, if you're interested in more content from the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And as usual, if you're a student of mine and you have further questions, feel free to drop me an email or to stop by my office hours. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.